Some women don't chase, and yet they're never forgotten. They do not announce their arrival, nor their departure. They leave no trail of perfume or echo of laughter behind for him to follow, and yet, in the quiet hours, her absence haunts him more than the presence of any woman who ever begged to stay. She is the silence he cannot solve, and in that silence, his projections begin to unravel. He met her not as she was, but as the mirror of his unconscious. At first, he believed he saw desire, admiration, and softness in her eyes, but what he saw was himself, reflected. The archetype of the Anima, the feminine soul image, rose from the shadows of his psyche, and he mistook it for her. In Jung's language, she was the carrier of his unlived emotions, his unintegrated tenderness. But she did not volunteer for this role. His mind simply draped her in the cloak of his longing. In her presence, he felt both the ache of what he lacked and the thrill of what he could become. This is why some women, the ones who see, carry a weight heavier than love. They are not merely women to be desired, they are catalysts. And catalysts, by nature, do not stay to witness the slow reaction they ignite. He tried to pull her into his familiar script, to make her explain her silence, to draw from her some reassurance that she was his to keep. But her quiet was not submission, it was sovereignty. She did not rush to fill the air with words, because she understood the alchemy of restraint. She knew that the one who can hold their own center will always disturb the one who cannot. And so the tension deepened. When she didn't react to his provocations, something inside him split. The fragile ego, built to control and predict, could not place her on the chessboard. In attachment psychology, this is the shattering moment, when the object of desire refuses to bind themselves to the seeker's need. For a man who has never met himself in the dark, her stillness is unbearable. It awakens the child in him who once reached for comfort and was met with distance. Now, he must face the truth. It is not her absence that hurts him. It is the echo of an older wound. And she knew, not because she studied his history, but because she had walked through her own fire. She had met her shadow, embraced it, and no longer needed to perform for validation. Her worth was not a gift he could grant or revoke. She did not need to be chosen, because she had already chosen herself. That is the quietest, most dangerous kind of power, the kind that does not demand recognition, only respect. There was a night when he looked at her, searching for a crack in her calm, a sign that she was waiting for his call, his approval, his return. But her gaze held no hunger, no unfinished sentence. And in that moment, the polarity inverted. He became the seeker, and she the horizon that receded no matter how fast he moved. He didn't know it then, but he was not chasing her. He was chasing the part of himself that only her reflection had revealed. This is the paradox of feminine magnetism. It is not in the pursuit, nor in the surrender, but in the unshakable stillness of a woman who has nothing to prove. She becomes the mirror in which a man must see the parts of himself he has buried, the tenderness, the fear, the capacity for devotion. Some men will run from that reflection. Others will spend years chasing it, thinking it lives in her, not realizing it was always within them. And when she finally walks away, she does not slam the door or scorch the earth behind her. She simply vanishes into her own horizon. No parting words, no promises, no performance. Her silence is not empty. It is full of everything she has reclaimed from the hands of those who once tried to shape her. The memory of her does not fade, not because she was flawless, but because she was real. She stood outside the currency of approval and desire, and in doing so, she exposed the poverty of his unexamined soul. And so he will remember, in every quiet room, in every unanswered message, in every moment when his ego begins to crumble under the weight of its own hunger, not as the woman who needed him, but as the woman who never did. The woman who walks away in silence isn't weak, she simply sees more.